Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Dabsports podcast. We appreciate you for tuning in with us. Man, it's been a little bit of time and a lot of stuff has done happen. March Madness ended. The NBA regular season ended, and the play-in is in motion. I mean, outside of that, man, how you been, man? It's been a little bit.
Everything's everything, man. It's been, like you said, some good stuff going to happen in this sport. So I'm definitely excited to talk about it for sure, especially them fights. You put me on. You put me on for sure.
Yeah, man. So I mean, uh, I know it's been a little bit of time since March Madness, but outside of Michigan winning, is there any quick little thoughts on that? I mean, mine is just figured Michigan was the best team all along. Was nervous about the injury or whatnot, but when you got a former Tar Heel on your team, good things will happen.
I mean, yeah, it's bittersweet. Obviously, I had to wipe all of March Madness as soon as we lost. Duke lost. I was like, man, I'm done with it. And it's even more bittersweet for Duke fans looking at the championship, looking against a team that we were up by 20 against in the first half, in the second half, and another team that we beat, at a neutral site earlier in the year. So as a Duke fan, you just think we better than both of those teams. You know what I mean? So, but Michigan, it was well deserved. They daggone had a hell of a March run, bro. So salute to them. Salute to them.
Yeah. And I mean, with that being said, speaking of Tar Heels doing great things, young Kobe White from North Carolina himself, you know, going bonkers in the
Crazy.
second half. Hell of a shot. I even saw exposure recently. He said he rewatched the shot and he still can't believe he made it. He was like, the shot looked even crazier watching it back. Like, so, uh, I,
Yeah.
it's been some crazy playing games so far. Um, what's your kind of thoughts? I guess we can start right here in North Carolina with the Hornets. What's your thoughts on that game? Young Duke playing like a Duke player, but
Cra-
you know,
Crazy game.
your thoughts.
Like, bro, if you had told me that, like, if I had just looked at the box score of like the player stats, even with Miles going crazy, I wouldn't have thought that the Hornets would win that game. You know what I'm saying? Like, to go totally cold from three for the most part. But like you said, bro, they show why that Kobe White pickup was such a big pickup. You know what I mean? Because he gives you like some steady offense. He's just as good of a scorer, really, as like the rest of those guards in that team. You know what I'm saying? He does it in an efficient way. That was a crazy shot, bro. You could tell from the inbound, like nobody really wanted that shot. Like you remember a couple plays before where Miles threw that alley to Brandon. I don't know whether he knew that they needed more than just 2 points or whether he just was like, I can't get this. You know what I'm saying? And threw it back out. But nobody wanted to take that shot, and Kobe was willing. And I got to give props where props is due. He's UNC, but I rock with the Hornets, bro. So that was a big time shot.
Yeah, man, and it's crazy because it's clearly the truth, but it's still something crazy to think of. Like, yo, in that moment, there was one player on our team with play-in experience, and you could tell who that player was. Like, you can tell
Yeah,
he's played in those games with Chicago.
absolutely. They lived in the play in, so he feels
Yeah,
real comfortable.
so,
Yeah,
yeah. So that was that. Um, I was texting you throughout the game, like, uh, calm, bro. Like, I mean. I'm going to say it's Duke just because, I hate Duke, but I do think part of it is, the rookie wall. Like he ain't been great the last 10 games in the regular season. And then this game, like you can tell he lost all confidence in that second half. Shout out, the coach for taking him out, having the guard be like, nah, young fella ain't got it. Like I
yeah,
text you, he reminded me of Bryce Young in the face when we seen them, especially not so much this season, but last season, like when Bryce ain't got it, that just deer in the headlights look of like, oh no, like, he,
yeah. So I mean, bro, like to your point about the con with the rookie wall, I do. Like I said, he started to tail off towards the end of the season, but I think it was just like it really just got in his head the big moment. This is like the biggest game, I mean, since the tournament, you know what I mean, that he's played in. And I just think that the Charlotte was rocking. You saw, I mean, I saw a whole bunch of videos on social media, just crowd going crazy. I think after he missed those first few, you know what I'm saying? People talk about it. I heard Bill even say he's like Connor's one of them dudes where if he misses four, he just got to see one go in. But I think in a game of that magnitude, like you said, Coach Charles, he made the right call, bro. You go ahead and take him out of there. That's why you got to do like Kobe in there. You know what I'm saying? You got Kobe in there. LaMelo is really a scoring guard. You know what I mean? He plays point guard because he's such a good passer. But you have him and Kobe in there, and they both can play that role. So it's like, yeah, I didn't. What it did make me realize though is I thought Khan was like, I don't know. I guess I thought he was the biggest X factor, but that's why I wanted to ask you, who do you think is, you think Kobe is the biggest X factor of this on this team?
Um, it's man, I don't even know if it's a player at this point. Like watching that game, I thought back to the Celtics of like how much they live and die by the three. It's like if that three ain't going, we just don't have the mentality to attack the paint because watching the overtime, like those couple times where they went straight to the paint, like they got to the paint and scored at will against them, especially when big man where was out. Um yeah, like if the threes ain't going, kind of remind me of the Celtics, like they just don't attack the paint, like go to the
Yeah,
paint. But if I have to say a player, man, I think for it's going forward, it's gonna come down to Moose and Moose being able to guard bigs like that. That's really gonna be the X factor is being able to be big in the paint. Like Bam being out, which we didn't even speak on that yet, but Bam being out definitely, kind of helped with
yeah,
Moose, because Moose didn't have a great game neither. Like he kind of came on in the second half, but looked like he hurt his hip or something
yeah,
in that game. But yeah, I would have to say Moose just from a size aspect. Khan, they can overcome him between Brandon, Kobe. Um, if Miles get hot, like Miles did in that game, like we can kind of overcome his scoring. But Moose, yeah, that's the one we're gonna need for sure. That's who I would say is the X factor.
yeah. I would go with one of the starters, bro. I actually would go uh with my guy dang Miles. I would go with Miles just because he can, like, he's averaged a consistent amount of points throughout the year, but like they look like they had a legit big three between them two, between Lamelo, Brandon, and him. So if he can continue to average 20 plus in the playoffs and keep his rebound numbers up, I mean that's you got 3, 6, 7 and up guys there. Obviously Miller's closer to 6'9", 6'10", but they got three tall guys there, and when he's playing like that, it makes it less necessary for you to have a guy like Khan out there, because you're relying on a rookie. You know what I mean? And all three of them dudes, well, with the exception of Miller, who's super young, but he plays a mature game. I just feel like we know what we're gonna get out of Miller, and to a certain extent, we know what we're gonna get out of Lamelo as well. But I think I think Miles is that X factor, bro, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. But and too, the part of the reason why I now just thought about it too when you said that once they put Moose in the starting line, that is kind of when the run of wins kind of started. Like that's when that starting lineup became deadly once they put Moose in the starting lineup. But
Yeah,
on the trip, man, yeah, dirty play. I mean, people act like he punched him in the face. Granted, he got hurt and was out of the game, so I get it. Maybe if I was a Heat fan, I would be irate too, but I ain't. So I'm glad he didn't get suspended. Like I was like, there's no way the NBA is gonna suspend him. Like, come on, you need him. And once they realized it was the Magic too, like, come
yeah,
on, you can't suspend him. Like, you
no.
need him for that game.
Exactly, because the Magic ain't got nobody that's exciting to watch right now. Yeah, bro. I mean, it was, look, like you said, it's a dirty play. Uh, Look, it is kind of crazy that they was running that play of him doing it to Bam like last season. It's like, damn, what's the odds of that? But I still don't. I've never seen Lamelo act like a dirty player. So look, I mean, we all been in the heat of the moment, and you just do something uncharacteristic of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's all it was. As a Heat fan, I would be pissed. I'd be acting the same way. I ain't even gonna lie, especially if our season was over. I mean, but let's be real, Miami fans. Like, they put you out of your misery early. You know what I'm saying? If you had went to the next round, you would have lost probably to the Magic. I just didn't believe in that team as a whole. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Miami didn't belong in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, once again, sticking to North Carolina, that North Carolina son who was out there in California, as Iman Shumpert call him, the light skinned man. He went
Yeah,
crazy last night. He went bananas.
bruh, he is super bad. Like, so it looks like he's playing with these dudes' balls. Like, he just, the way he be just throwing up shots and be falling all over and stuff, crazy, bro. That was like a vintage performance. I actually was more impressed with KP though. I feel like KP played a
Yeah,
hell of a defensively and offensively. KP was just a monster out there. I mean, they wouldn't have won the game without him.
I mean, you can say the same thing about Horford in the fourth,
Yeah,
Draymond locking up Kawhi,
that
like
was big.
that was huge. Like
The big
I,
time
I
game.
I know his legacy is cemented. Yeah, like his legacy is cemented, but yeah, that's one of those moments where he can hang his hat on that. Even Kawhi came out and was like, yeah, yeah, he basically locked me up. And it's like, yeah, as a defender, I know, yeah, that's one of those games he gonna remember for sure. Um, but yeah,
Crazy.
that was crazy. Steph carried him, and then all the old vets came through and helped out. That's just show too, like if Porzingis could have stayed healthy this whole career, like what he could have been. You think back to like when he first got to the Knicks, like
Yeah,
they was it was sky's the limit, and then it ain't never quite work out until that year with the Celtics, and now it
yeah.
seems like playing all right now for the Warriors.
I mean, like my brother told me
But
earlier about it. Talent ain't never been a problem. It's just staying on the court for him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So that's it.
yeah. And, and then we got Sixers Magic. Yeah, I mean the only thought on that game is, man, you look at what the Magic was exposed to be like. I kind of compare him to the Rockets, but worse. Like the Rockets at least had somewhat of an excuse with Fred Van Fleet being out with the high expectations. Like we can kind of go, all right, you didn't have a point guard. They trade all that for Bane. Like, yeah, man, they was supposed to be a top four seed at minimum. Like,
Easy.
arguably, especially when you consider what happened to the Celtics, the Pacers, like injuries. Um, we knew the Bucks weren't gonna be so great. There was no reason for them to be less than three, honestly. Like it's supposed to be them Cavs and Knicks, and to be here where they could, be going home Friday,
Yeah.
crazy. So that's just my kind of thought. And then Joel, bro, like I don't know who he did wrong in a past life or this life, bro. The
That,
appendicitis, like he can't, like, bro, he's
that's
getting appendicitis. The last year cerebral palsy, like. Bro, he getting shit that's like
yeah.
scary if you just walking throughout the street.
Yeah, you
Bro,
can't stand
what?
him. What is you doing in the off season, bro? These is freak accidents. Hey, you remember even that one year they was playing Miami and someone broke his orbital bone. Like it is always
Yeah,
just easy stuff be happening to him, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy.
yeah. Like I was telling one of my coworkers that I was like, Joel and Big get prayer list injuries, like the stuff in the church where they be like, hey, we're gonna put him on the prayer list. He got appendicitis. Like, nobody say that for no Achilles.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. It's crazy. Uh, and Monte reconnecting too, bro.
but and then the last game, Portland Suns. Um, to me, that game was just two overachievers who just happy to be there. Everybody expect the Suns to be, as once KD was out of there, and then Portland, your coach get not fired, get arrested.
Yeah, crazy,
Oh,
bro. They had a crazy season. Like, but I think Denny really put people on the map. Like people who don't follow basketball heavy. Like, we see the stat lines all the time. We see he be getting triple doubles. So we knew he was capable, but he did that on full display for the world to see. So that was kind of dope. I mean, I did expect the Suns to just beat them though. I don't know why. I just felt like Devin Booker. Surprisingly, I was looking at Dylan Brooks as like a big factor in that, and I was just like, yo, they should beat these dudes. But Portland's a decent team, bro. So, and I still think the Suns are gonna beat the Warriors, though. I do. Just think they're a better team. What you think?
I don't know if we get one more we can go into that game. If we get one more Steph game, Steph can beat them. Devin Booker hasn't been. I don't know. Like Devin Booker ain't been what he's supposed to be. Like he's supposed to be not a top 10 player, but that next tier because that's kind of how he's been building this year. I don't know if he's quite been that this year. Like he's been good, but he ain't
Yeah,
quite been like that next tier of elite
I
player. Like that's where he's kind of supposed to be.
yeah, I agree. I mean, he's like, I think sometimes like the injuries take him off the court for long stretches, but he used to just be like this dude who was constantly just aggressive. You know what I mean? Almost like Kobe-esque, but smoother, where he didn't look like he was forcing the issue, but he's always just shooting. He will get you 4 or 5 assists. I think as soon as you know what I mean, like they started putting him into this point guard role, because even this year they had some point guards on the team, but when he's on the floor, he still has to kind of play that role because he's got Jalen and Dylan on the other side. So I don't know, bro. It makes him less aggressive, and you don't get the best version of. He's not James Harden. You know what I'm saying? Like you could put him in the point guard spot, and he can get you assists because he's got the gravity and all that stuff. But he's not those guys. He's not Luka. He's just a guy who can pass the ball pretty good, but he's a scorer. So you got to put him with a point guard. I feel like it's no surprise that like his best seasons was when he had Chris Paul and stuff with him. You know what I mean? So I don't know. They got to get somebody like that who their sole purpose is just to set up people and like let Dylan eat. Stop. He shouldn't have to worry about other people eating. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion.
Yeah, and just thinking about it, like I would argue, you look at that Suns finals team. All five of them players has been somewhat of a disappointment this year. Like CP got sent home, so you can't say he ain't been a disappointment. Booker ain't quite been what you expect Booker to be. Mikal Bridges, them 5 first-round picks. Knicks fans don't feel like he lived up to that.
Yeah,
Cam Johnson ain't he's been injured, but still ain't being what Denver thought he was gonna be. And you as a Laker fan, I you, what you gonna get from Aiden? Who knows? So
yeah,
like that whole starting lineup, if you look back at that point outside of CP3, the rest of the four you was expecting extremely bright
absolutely.
futures for, and this
Yeah,
year I wouldn't say it's been that.
yeah. I mean, they really should have never broke that team up. Um, they needed to keep adding pieces to that core. You know what I'm saying? And Chris Paul was never going to be there for forever. Everybody knows you can't rely on Chris Paul, and he was a central part of that team. But I just think they got too big headed too quick. I don't know what happened to DeAndre Ayton. They paid him and he fell off the map. You know what I mean? I feel like Mikal works hard, but I just think that people got like a to me, Mikal can still be that version of himself. I just think that once again, he was playing with players that are different. You know what I mean? Like Jalen Brunson, we just talked about it, how Dylan Brooks is right now. Jalen Brunson is looking to score. He's not a setup first point guard. So I feel like Mikal has to get in these like fill in situations. Then they don't want him to shoot mid range no more, which is his expertise. You know what I mean? It's like look at the Lakers. Like JJ Redick is a 3 point shooter, but Rui is that's his range is the 3 point is the mid range. So we let him shoot those because that's his shot. So I just think sometimes with certain players, bro, and as you know, if you're not a superstar, if you're like on the level of Mikal Bridges or even an OG and a newbie, like you're where you are, who's playing around you, all that matters greatly in terms of your production. So I'm with you. They just to me, I'm most disappointed in Devin Booker because, like you said, he looked like he was on a trajectory to being people were comparing him. It was him, Donovan Mitchell, and that was really before Anthony Edwards. Now it seems like Anthony Edwards is kind of leapfrog both of them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And then the Hornets, we already spoke on Orlando, but we got Orlando. Um, man, there's no way for me not to be biased. I have us winning. Um, my two concerns is limiting Bane and Paolo, and
yeah,
one of them can get off, but not both of them. Kind of like what the Sixers did. Bane had 34, Paolo had 18. Like if you can kind of keep them there and both of them not going for a 30 burger, I think I think we'll be all right. I don't think we're gonna shoot that bad. Like if Con, like this is one of those games where it's like, all right, you belong. Like you done had a bad few weeks. You had a
Yeah,
horrendous playing game. Like, come on, show something. Now, granted, if you have another bad game, I'm not saying by no means, oh, it's over, get nothing like that. But this is just one of those moments where you can kind of, get some confidence, step up, you know. So it'd be nice. I think Melo's definitely gonna shoot the ball better. Um,
yeah.
but Atlanta do have a good defense. They offense is their problem, but they can lock down. So if they can make shots, that'd be huge. But I got us winning 120, 105.
So you still got them blowing them out, basically 15 points. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. But that's there's a lot of heart in that. So I would, you know,
I feel
there's a
it.
lot of heart. I'm just being honest.
I think it will be a little closer, but obviously I think Charlotte will clear 100, but they're on the road. You know what I'm saying? Orlando has been in the playoffs the past few years, so they've built up like a playoff crowd. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be rocking in there. This is gonna be their first, like Brandon's first taste of really all of their first taste of like a road playoff atmosphere. So from that aspect, I believe it's gonna be it'll be tight, but. I do have the Hornets winning. I feel like the Hornets will probably win like I'm gonna say 108 to like 101, 102. I think it'll come down to the last few minutes. But I actually think it's gonna be a bounce back game from Khan and a few players in that team. So I think that offensively they'll look a lot better. But we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see if we got obviously the Hornets have big wings, but Paolo and Franz they are like legit 6'9", 6'10". So you know what I'm saying we're gonna see how they can respond and having to play against some real size in the paint. So I'm interested to see that.
Yeah, yeah. We're 3-1 against them this year. Um, one game beat them 120, 105, 130, 111,
Mm.
124, 97, and the one game they beat us 123, 107. So the games actually has been, double digit games. It ain't been a nail biter yet, but
Yeah.
it's a little different when it's, win or go home.
Right.
So yeah, it probably will be a little closer, but there is a part of me if we hitting shots, we can blow anybody out. Like
For sure.
that's anybody in the league. So
Yeah.
um, it's
Yeah.
just depending on how the shots falling.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like you said,
But it should.
I go ahead, my bad.
Oh no, I was about to say it just should be a fun Friday night. That's all I was about to say.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's gonna be a good game. I think yeah, all the games both of the games that we got in for the last playing spots should be decent games. I mean, this first little slate of them though is so crazy. You know what I mean? I don't know if it can like up the. You had Steph versus Kawhi. We just went through all the matchups, but it didn't disappoint at all. So
Yeah, so y'all enjoy the games. We'll be back Sunday to talk, playoffs, pick those. Um, and the draft is, next week too. So yeah,
yeah,
it's gonna be should be a next good couple pods. We got draft, NBA playoffs, so be tuned in, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so um when we drop new stuff. But before we get up out of here, man, because we ain't gonna be here too long. UFC 327. The last time we recorded, I was like, yo, man, the UFC been kind of, you know, ain't been there, da, 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 da. And I stand behind that for its anticipation going into that card. But that card, bro, like, it was some good fights. And we're going to talk about just two of them.
yeah.
Arguably the greatest heavyweight fight ever between Curtis Blades and Josh Hokett. That Hokett dude, he a clown. Like, he just a
He is
clown. Like, he was doing characters at the press conference. Like he a pure fool. Like Dana hate him, but he's such a good fighter. Like
He's
you can't
entertaining, bro.
help but respect him.
Yeah, he's entertaining, bro. Like bro.
Yeah,
Those
bro.
when you like the type of fighter where they just a brawling. It's like a heavyweight version of like Max Holloway and what's my brother the one of the brothers Diaz. You know what I'm saying? Like Nate
Justin.
Diaz.
Diaz. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like having heavyweight version of them. I mean, That dude, Hoka looked like he was about to fall out a couple times, bro. Gave him the middle finger and then just kept wilding off. I was like, yo, I sent that joint to Matt. I said, bro, give this joint just 5 or 6 minutes of your time. It's probably the most entertaining fight you've done seen in the last couple years, bro. Easy. That joint was fire.
bro. Like Curtis Blaze is a elite heavyweight. He fought his ass off, and Curtis Blaze is more of a wrestler. Like he shot a couple times in that fight, but he ain't like make it like overly wrestle. He was swinging, bro. I'm watching that fight live, like thinking at any moment somebody gonna go 'cause they heavyweights. But yeah, it was a hell of a fight. The only compliment you gonna ever hear me give this man, and not to make it political, but Trump goes to Dana White for the UFC 250 at the White House, and is like, why isn't Derek Lewis on the card? Dana
It,
goes call Derek Lewis, say, you want to fight in the White House card? He said yes. Then he calls Josh in the ambulance. Said, do you want to fight on the White House card versus Derek Lewis? He said yes. So you got him and Derek Lewis on the White House. I get that anybody can stand and bang. Standing and banging in front of Derrick Lewis, that shit a little different. Like, don't get it twisted. Derrick Lewis can get knocked out,
oh yeah, yeah.
but he can like
They
he
both
can
on.
put you to sleep
You
because he
gotta,
done did a many.
bro. You gotta respect Hoka because like he's gonna be him, and like you said, he could definitely knock out Lewis. Lewis could knock him out if he land the right hit. So they like Lewis ain't gonna be scared. So it's gonna be a good fight, bro. That like I'm so glad that Dana made that happen. They had to. That's gonna be one of the best fights on the card, hands down, hands down.
Yeah, and then the heavyweight fight. Not heavyweight. I'm sorry, light heavyweight title fight. Yuri Proska versus Carlos Ulberg. Man, that
Erie,
was a crazy fight because Car man, Carlos he steps back, clearly tears his whole knee up. It's hobbling. Like Yuri claims he was taking a little off the gas case. Sorry, he's hurt. It do look like he wasn't as aggressive as he should be. Carlos on one leg, literally, basically one leg, because every time he step, he hobbling, about to fall over, knock him out in the first round. Um, just a crazy like comeback to like knock a nigga out with no leg. It's like without having solid ground to stand on. Yeah, I mean, him just coming back from having his whole leg blown out and knocking somebody out in the first round because more than likely the doctors were gonna call the fight if he made it back to the stool. So for him to do that, great. Granted, he gonna probably be out for a year because there's no way he coming back. Crazy fight. If you saw it, if you didn't, especially if you got Paramount Plus, go back rewatch it. But if you watch it at this point and you ain't subscribed, like I just don't understand why not. Please subscribe if you know Panthers fans, sports fans, people who breathe the air. Send the link, the whole link, nothing but the link. Uh Once again, I'm about to start NFL season, man. We just trying to get to a measly 250. Help us out.
please.
Uh we still been growing while not being active, so that lets you know people finding us. So shout out y'all on all platforms. Well, 3 platforms: uh, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We will get more as we get closer to the NFL season. But once again, appreciate you. Till Sunday or Monday, hopefully, we'll be back.
Go Lakers. You make sure you keep that part in.
Boo.
Please don't say